It is 5:30 in the morning and we are headed off to Pyramid Peak for a day hike. Testing out some new gear as well. I'm going to use the Grit by Gossamer Gear as well as the LT5 Poles from Gossamer Gear. So let's hit it. This one is a solo quick one for myself here. It's about an hour and 20 minutes from the house, so it's really not that far. That's where I'm going. And Pyramid Peak, we always see it when we drive. We've yet to do it, so that's why I'm like, I just want to do it. There's an unmaintained trail that a lot of people access Pyramid Peak from right off the freeway near the town of Strawberry. So I'm going to approach it from there. It's like a little over 3 miles up. I think it's like 4,200 foot gain within that 3 miles. So it should be pretty intense in like the best way. So I'm going to vlog and show you guys what we're doing and take you along with me. So thanks for watching. All right, we made it to the turnoff. Now we have to play Frogger and cross 50. Make sure we're jumping to the right place. All right, we found the trail. It is an unmaintained trail, but it actually looks pretty heavily used here. So it makes it a lot easier. It's on Onyx, so that helped me a lot just trying to cross it and find it. Luckily, there's a bunch of starting points, it looked like. Cool starting point right across from Lover's Leap. I'm breathing hard already, but that's because it's almost 4,000 plus gain. So you can imagine this hike is pretty straight uphill. We got the OMBRAZ. Check the link in the description. Helps out the channel, as well as the Grit pack, LT5 poles. Help your brother out. Goes towards the channel so we can do and film more dope shit like this. So far, really big fan of the LT5 poles from Gossamer, as well as the Grit. The pack's actually super comfy, and these chest straps have so many pockets, so I've got them loaded with all my stuff. But back to the pole. The only thing that I'm not the biggest fan of is the twist lock. I know a lot of tents require specific fixed heights, so if you're in perfect conditions on perfect level ground, sure, you can just set it to that. But if you need to make adjustments, it's a lot easier to have a flip lock on your pole than push it up, versus having to untwist it and manage to keep the tension while you're twisting and pushing up, and then having to twist it again. Just a little nitpicky complaint, but the handles are super comfy and they're really light and they got a sleek look to them. So far, I'm really enjoying them. Man, it's a beautiful morning. I didn't have any traffic getting up here. I can hear people out there now, but it was a painless drive. Solo to the top of Pyramid Peak. Like I said, it's getting kind of warm already, which is way different than last weekend because we were out here during that deadly storm that tragically killed like 8 people in Tahoe. Luckily, we didn't get affected like that. We just caught snow. But it's a great time to be alive, and lucky we got the chance to come out here and do all this. It's not far from home. It's good training hikes and just beautiful scenery. I brought my water filters just because, I figured I'd need water. I have 2 full liters, so I think I'll be cool. But I was unsure because of how high it was that there'd be any water sources on this kind of a mountain. But I'm already getting this beautiful waterfall. I don't know which one this is. It might be Horsetail, but I forgot this is on here. It's beautiful. It's not Horsetail Falls, but something attached to it for sure. You probably can't tell with this fisheye, but this shit is so steep. It is straight up. I've already gained about 700 feet in 0.3 of a mile. So if that says anything. It's getting lush in here. I don't know if you can see, but in 0.8, it's gone 1,037 feet. Love this watch, by the way. It's the Enduro 3 by Garmin. Been using it for like a month now. I replaced my Coros Pace Pro with it. It just has a lot better features that last longer. Coros Pace Pro is a badass watch, but this watch itself is just so much more efficient, I feel like, and just lasts. So you can get up to like 90 days of battery life on it if you do it right. But I like the features, so that will never happen for me. But if you're looking for a watch that's worth it and rugged and can do everything, I'd get the Enduro 3. It's quite the investment, but if you're gonna use it, it's worth it. Got a little grove of aspen. It's a pretty refreshing view, especially with the light hitting them. Man, that was a really steep 1.25 miles. I think it was like 1,300 feet in the first mile. It's pretty wild. Still got like 3,000 to go. This is where you feel and can see that certain parts are not maintained, but definitely makes it more of a journey to come through, and then you get something pretty popping. Actually passed my section here. Had to backtrack a little. Okay, Grit 28 carries impressively well. You know, the mesh, or not the mesh, the padding on these straps only comes down to about the bottom of your chest. It doesn't wrap all the way under. And I kind of thought that that was going to be maybe an issue and not so much, you know, maybe I was like, they're just trying to pinch weight. But I really feel like there's a clever design purpose for that, because the width of these straps makes up for that missing bottom part that goes under your armpits and down to your hips. And I want to pitch an idea to make a pack with some of these brands where we just pull all the best features and put them on one, because I feel like every pack has just got outstanding features, but then one of them's missing one of the best things from the other. So it's like, why don't we build just the ultimate pack that's got all the features from every pack on it to make it just like the all-star pack. Shout out to OMBRAZ, they sent me these glasses. I got their link, like I said, down below. It always helps if you guys buy from those links. You know, I get commissions off of it, like I'd mentioned before, for any of the gear that I'm using now. But they're actually really cool. I mean, the polarization on these is top notch. It's just like a pretty gold almost, and everything's just enhanced. There's no other tint color on the ones I have. I do like other colors. Like I have some purple glasses and some blue ones, but these ones are just really pretty. Make everything in the Sierra pop. Warming it up into the basin. Definitely getting into some good granite. Big fan of the granite. My Ultras are super grippy. You probably can't see, but up there, you got some more peaks peeking out. Higher we go, the better it's gonna get. It's been so pretty following this creek, literally the whole time. It's really nice white noise. Just can't get over how lush it is in here. Now is as good a time as ever. Show you how I track my trips here. I always use Onyx. I always will check back, make sure I'm on the trail. It says I'm close, but as you can see, I'm on it. And it's probably my favorite way to actually track and map all my trips. It's just so simple and convenient. And you can save the offline maps on there. And now they have the 3D topo feature. So what's really fun is when you're out in the backcountry and you know you're peak bagging like today, and say there's not a trail, which in most cases the ones we do and have done are not trail accessible. Even when you have no signal, you can throw that 3D feature in the mix so you can see the features from a different side or a different perspective. Instead of looking at the angle from a top topo map with just lines that are closer together, you can actually see how you want to traverse it, as well as what the scramble is going to look like, and if it's talus or if it's just sand or whatever it is. So I think everyone should use Onyx backcountry. Also, I'm not lugging my big camera on most of my trips anymore. I got the Osmo Action Pro 5 by DJI, and this camera's pretty kick-ass. Shoots 4K, and this is my first full video that I'm actually doing with this camera. So let me know if you like it. I think it should look just as good. Obviously, it's not going to look as clean as a mirrorless camera, but for what this does, it's got cool like rock steady shots, super wide, ultra wide, all sorts of cool features that are super like desirable when you're backpacking and walking. Like, I'm shaking this thing right now. I don't know if you can tell. Hopefully you can't. But yeah, so cool little thing to have. I want to take a second to talk about footwear. I feel like it's not talked about as much on the internet. I mean, it is barely on there unless you search a specific shoe. But I personally think that hiking boots are just not a thing anymore. I don't think that they're that important. I personally love Ultras. I've been using them for years now. Gone through a few pairs. They're super grippy, especially, I got the, what are these ones again? The Olympus 6s. They're one of the newer ones. I had the Olympus 5s before, and my God, these things have that Vibram Mega Grip. So it's like, for everyone that uses the boots, it has the same bottom, but these have so many vents on them and they just dry so fast. So like last weekend, for example, we did like probably 10 creek crossings, and the max temp was like 41 degrees, and feet soaked all the way up to, you know, your ass sometimes in some of the water. And our feet woke up dry the next day. Shoes completely dried. Big tip, always take the insoles out at night. Dries way faster. But these shoes are meant, especially if you pair them with like a pair of Darn Toughs, which is my favorite sock, they're meant for that quick dry, because you got the pairing of the vents in the shoe as well as the wool from the socks. And you know, there's tons of other sock brands, and Jinji, Smart Wool, even REI has some wool socks that are really thin and breathable. And I don't get blisters, which is so mind-blowing, because you know, my whole life prior to the last few years I used hiking boots, and without my feet getting wet I'd get blisters, and it made hiking and backpacking miserable because you're getting blisters all the time, and you're like, I'm not doing anything crazy, but there's just not as much breathing room in a boot. And now I know they make ultra boots and, you know, higher, what's it called, ankle support and stuff like that, but I personally think that low top running shoes are the one and only way to go. I can see my destination, the old Talus Palace at the top of Pyramid Creek, or sorry, Pyramid Peak. You probably can't see way back there, but there's just fucking peaks everywhere. Oh, gave me a good boost to get back to the top. It's been a really nice hike. I'm not gonna lie, like I said, that first mile was brutal. It was like very vertical. It levels out a little bit. You're still going uphill, but this slight grade versus a damn near, what is it, 45-degree angle, where you're just feeling like you're on the stair step or on max. But after that, my trail legs came back after last weekend pretty quickly. So, and like I said, knowing that it's just over there, it's quite the motivation. First snow of the day. I've been being followed this whole time by this beautiful monarch, which is cool because I got one tattooed on the back of my neck. I've always felt super connected to things like that. So it keeps giving me goosebumps. It's almost landed on me like 6 times. Every time I try to get it on camera, it flies away. But this is looking pretty berry in here. I always tell everybody the bears are gone. They're only in campgrounds in Yosemite and Lake Tahoe, but not up here in the actual backcountry anymore. Mr. Marmy. There she is. Very top. We're high. Backdrop is crazy. It's a nice trail up here. I got a half a mile left to the top, and I have 1,000-foot elevation gain left. So we're about to do 1,000 feet in a half a mile. And you can see it barely poking out the top up there. It's just fucking crazy to think. I've already done over 3,000 feet elevation and a little over 3 miles. And the last half mile is another 1,000. So it's a pretty kick-ass hike with just stunning views. I mean, it feels like you're on top of the world. And what's cool is once I get up there, I'll be able to see just all the beautiful parts of Deso, like Lake Aloha. I'll see Dick's Peak that we did last weekend. Probably can see Crack Crag, we did that last weekend. I'll peek the Agazi route and see how the traverse is from the top of Pyramid. From the map, it looked mighty sketchy. I know you gotta climb over a little tower to get on that whole traverse for the Crystal Range. Definitely don't think it's smart to do alone. But I'll get as close as I can and check it out so I can try to do it again next time. Little growl. Oh, we're almost to the top. I'm at 3,700 elevation gain in 3.7 miles. And now, just gotta scramble to the top. Like class 2, a little more. Not too long though, so it should be pretty fun. Oh man, almost to the top. Big talus is fun. It's not sketchy, it's because it's so big. So close. Only person up here is a marmot. I can't see him, but he was doing a handstand looking at Agazi over there. Fucking crazy hike. I can see the top. 50 more feet. We fucking did it. Oh my God. Just a 360. The tallest point in Desolation Wilderness. There's Lake Aloha. I was down there, yeah, last weekend. I was up there last weekend. Up there, oh. Hey, Hasso. There's so many fucking bees up here. But now we're gonna sign the logbook. Never lose hope. That's great. Sick. We are having some peak refuel, beef stroganoff on the top of the peak. It's only right. Got the water boiling. Just ran into somebody up here, so that was kind of cool. As well as the 500 marmots that are trying to eat my food. And there's just a million butterflies up here. It's pretty dope. Oh, speak of the devil. I can't say I've had a better lunch spot. With the peak. On top of the peak, I'm telling you. All the marmots are wanting it. Just like all of us dogs. This shit is just incredible. I don't want to leave. I made it off the Palace. Saw a couple people up there. One guy didn't talk and the other lady was a runner. She said she was scared to go down. I was like, hey, that's the hardest part. I always get frightened at times too, especially with this big ass talus. It's basically just a guessing game. It's like gambling, but it's so much fun. I always am so excited to do it, and then I'm so excited to get off of it. So it's like a double-edged sword. But I guarantee the hike down will take no time at all. It's like 3.5 hours straight downhill. So I'm gonna stop here and get some fresh water at the next little runoff, slam some, fill up again, and then take it home. Had a great time. Right when I got up there, you probably can't see it in here, but the thunderhead started forming right beyond where I was eating my lunch on the top of the pyramid. So, and the wind definitely kicked up. It's not supposed to rain, but in the Sierra it can rain whenever, especially in the afternoon, and especially when it's hot down in the valley where we live. And it's about 100 down there today. So, pretty good chance of a juicy thunderstorm, which would be cool, but I wasn't prepared for that today. Luckily, if I get wet, I'll dry, but it's okay. It's a good story regardless. Oh. I made it back. It's 2 o'clock. That was one hell of a hike. My knees are screaming. Thanks again for watching this video, you guys. This is kind of like my first vlog, you know, actually doing something out here. I know I don't ever film me doing shit, so like I said, I'm gonna do better at it this year. It was a beautiful hike, Pyramid Peak, one for the books. Don't know if I have to do it again, but I will say we want to do the Pyramid Peak or the Crystal Range Traverse, like I had mentioned in the video. So gonna plan that out a little better and hopefully get that on film. But thanks again for watching. Please make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe this video, and I'll see you next week on the Gear Garden.